Hey everybody, welcome back. I wanted to come on today and talk to you about how to hire a copywriter. Now I get asked all the time, how do you find and hire great copywriters? Well, maybe you're a company that needs to get some copywriting done for your website or your blog or your social media campaigns or scripts for videos or voiceovers. Or maybe you're a creative professional or a designer who has an agency and needs to get some copywriting done for a client project. Things like website or brand voice strategy or advertising copy or email campaigns. Well, I wanted to take a quick moment and give a shout out to my colleague, Amy McGlinn, who's an accomplished copywriter in her own right, and she contributed pretty heavily as an advisor to me on this video. And if you need a great copywriter, Amy's website URL is in the description of this video. And this is not a paid promotion, she's just awesome. So in this video, we're going to discuss scoping your copywriting job. Also, questions you need to ask yourself before you hire a writer, and how to make sure that you're going to get what you want. Also, how to actually find copywriters and what to ask them once you find them. Also, how to get references and what to ask those references when you talk to them. Finally, what to expect when you have budget limitations or you hire a cheaper or possibly less experienced writer. Now, first of all, you need to know when to hire a pro. Many folks are pretty good copywriters in their own right. I know, I consider myself one of them. My father was a journalist. I come from a family of writers. I write brand strategy copy, sales copy, web pages, proposals, email campaigns. You yourself may be a business owner who's written business emails to your list for years. Or you may be a creative professional who's written web pages or social posts for your client. But you, my friend, are not 100% pro copywriter. And let me tell you, they make a difference. Now, here are some things to remember. Professional copywriters exist for a reason. There are writers, so these are people like journalists or people who write books, and then there are copywriters. And there's a difference between the two. Copywriters are results-oriented writers. They're specializing in inciting action from the reader. If you want to get the results you really need for your business, I suggest that you hire a professional. There's nothing worse than getting a fast bounce rate on the homepage when you look at your analytics, or seeing less sales than you'd like on a product or service that you're launching and wondering to yourself, would my results have been different if I'd really hired an excellent copywriter? Now, the first step in this process is you have to scope your project. You have to think about the job that you're about to give your copywriter and ask yourself, what exactly is it that I need? You may think you need a sales page when you really need a course description, or you may think you need social media posts when you really need a social media strategy when it comes down to it. You may want to get your about page written better, but your home page may be more important. Why? Because no one's going to get to your about page if they bounce in 3 seconds after hitting your home page. You also want to think about how many words you're going to need, how many pages, how many emails, etc. Get really specific about the length and the volume as much as you can. Okay, now the next step is, here are some questions that you need to ask yourself before you hire a copywriter. Ask yourself, what results do I want the copy to achieve for my business? Are you trying to get people as leads? Are you getting them to fill out a form? Are you trying to just generate brand awareness? Are you trying to get email subscribers? Are you trying to get course purchases? What is that thing? What is that result that you need? And then you want to think about, who is my target audience? Who's my customer avatar? Now, is this a subset of your current full audience, or is it some sort of a new audience? And also, what motivates that audience? What is their decision trigger? What is it that's going to get them to take that action? Next thing you want to ask yourself are, what are all the steps of this project? And more specifically, which steps can the copywriter help me with? This question and the answer to it helps kind of squash scope creep. So it kind of defines the scope tightly so the project doesn't get any bigger than you want it to be. And then you want to put in a little bit of time to really think about what it is that you want. Now, even if it's a long laundry list of things, that's okay, but you just want to make sure that you prioritize it. And if you do, you're going to be a lot happier with the job, and you're going to get back from your copywriter better quality work. Now, next, you want to write your wish list. Now that you know what you want to put it into words. There may be many things that you need, so it's good to get clear on the deliverables. You want to ask yourself, if this amazing copywriter came back to me with everything but this one thing, Would I be disappointed? The answer to that question will help you get very specific about what you want, and your copywriter may not be able to deliver everything that you want the first time, but it'll be a great starting point for an informed conversation. Remember, the clearer you are about what you want, the better your results are going to be from your copywriter. Okay, now let's talk about how you actually find a copywriter. You want to start by asking your network for referrals, because it's always better to get a copywriter as a referral than having to find one that you know nothing about. And now that you know what you need, you can interview smarter and faster and find the copywriter that you need that's really going to be a fit for you. You can also save money because you're going to hire the right person for the job the first time. Ask everyone you know if they know of a good copywriter, or if they've ever used one, if they know anybody who's ever used one. Copywriters may be hard to find, but as my copywriter friend Amy says, copywriters are like lice. Once you find one, another is sure to be nearby. And it also helps to look on any LinkedIn or Facebook groups that you belong to. And you're sure to bump into a copywriter, and if that person can't help you, they'll be able to find someone, or they'll know someone who can. And if all else fails, I suggest you go to a site like Upwork, and there are tons of great writers there. My friend Amy actually started her copywriting career getting clients on Upwork. Now, I want you to understand something really important, and that is not all copywriters are great at everything. There are many different specialties in copywriting, just like there are as a creative professional or in business in general. You want to hire someone who's really good at that one thing that you need. That could be blog posts or sales pages, Instagram or Facebook ads, corporate voice creation or email campaigns, conversion copy, web pages. There's a lot of different specialties, and you'll probably have more than one need, so you want to make sure that you hire on the most important need first. Now, before you hire your copywriter, you want to ask them for references. And then, this is important, you want to make sure that you call those references. It sounds like a waste of time, but I guarantee you, you will find better copywriters because of it. And after you get those references and you give them a call, what do you ask them? First of all, you want to ask them, what is the one thing that you wish you knew before you started this project with this copywriter? And then also, how did they deliver? Did they deliver within the scope of the project? Did they deliver on time? Were there any cost overruns? And also, what were the results? What was the actual results of the copy that they gave you? Were they easy to work with? How did they take feedback? Did they take constructive feedback well? And finally, would you recommend that I use them? And then just before hiring the copywriter, you want to make sure that you ask for some samples. Can they share some samples that are similar to the type of work that they're going to be doing for you? This will help you judge if they're the right fit in terms of tone and creativity. And you want to ask about the average turnaround time. How do projects like yours, how long do they generally take? And are there revisions included in the price? If so, how many rounds of revisions are included? And then finally, you want to ask them about what their specialty is. What is their real superpower in copywriting? Do they work for B2B companies? Do they work B2C? Do they do sales pages? Do they do long form content? What is their specialty, to make sure that that aligns with what it is that you really need? And finally, let's talk about budget a little bit. Specifically, a quick note about hiring the cheapest copywriter. The cheapest copywriter usually has the least amount of experience. And if budget is a real concern, you can make it work with a junior copywriter, but you've got to leave time and energy for lots of rounds of revisions. And you may also have to be much more specific in the creative direction that you use and in your feedback as they give you back work. So if you don't have any experience in the field of copywriting and aren't comfortable with that level of creative direction and feedback, I really suggest that you hire an expert and spend the money. You'll notice a difference, believe me. So that's it. I hope you liked this video on how to hire a copywriter. And if you did like it, make sure to hit the subscribe button and bang that notifications bell so you can get alerted when I post something new or I go live. And if you need help building your brand strategy, your brand design, or some marketing consulting, reach out to me at philipvandusen.com and let's get you to that next level. And with that, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.